Someone asked me a while ago, a few weeks ago actually, how to cut flare without using the pattern. You know, if you want to use like your pencil sketch pattern to make flare, which many people use, especially in pattern making classes, see if I can make a simple explanation of that. What you have to do is craft your pencil sketch first. I'll just do a rough sample. That's how I teach in class. So pardon me if it looks a little bit rough or tacky. Once you get the idea, I'm good. For those who use the pattern to make the, I'm gonna say this is our centerfold. So this is probably the waistline, the hip, and your sketch pencils this way. Right? Remember I said there's a rough sketch, so take me as I am for now. I always knot the upper part of my skirt so I can remember. And why do you do this? If you're making a pencil skirt, the upper part is penciled, the lower part is penciled. If your client has a straighter body shape where the skirt is not obvious, if you don't notch this upper part, you don't remember where upper part is. So that's it. And also happens when you're making God skirt, what we call pieces skirt. I'll try to make a pattern in a few days time about that. And so this is it. Then what we now do is we divide this into straight lines. So you're asked to, you can start with the center. Okay. Then you make, let's say you divide this way. It's a way of making flat skirt. I don't really use it, but I teach it. So because what works, what's good for the goose is not what's good for the gander. Or how do they say it? Okay. And now you want to spread this, so I'll use a colored paper so this can show. So what we do is to make it so you don't lose your pattern again. Right, number it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And D means down, 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 down. You can write base, 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 base. Or you put arrow, arrow, arrow. Whatever makes you know this is the down part, is the up part. And you're not supposed to cut through. But because we're making a circle skirt, if you don't cut through, it will start gaping. I'll show you what it looks like if you don't cut through. Now you're supposed to be spreading this. If we don't cut through, this is what happens. It start bumping up here. That's why you actually have to cut through. It's safer. And what you now do is you start arranging this. And the beauty of this is it gives you as much flare as you want. You start with this. There's the number 2. This is 2. I'm going to arrange first before I start pinning them down. This is 3. So I'm sure my circle is going to really form a big circle. You can start here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now this is a very big circle, as you can see. What some people now do is they try to measure what is here, so they have equal measurements here. It depends on the fabric you have. We can still do the same thing. So if I want a big circle, I'm going to try to remove this here, and I'll make sure the tips are touching. Move this a little bit here, move this a little bit here, this a little bit here, to widen it up a little bit. This is quite wide. That's nice. Then you pin it down, or you sellotape it down. This will take a lot of pattern paper. That's why I don't really use it, because it's safer you build your pattern first before you cut on the fabric. Or if you're going to build this on your fabric, then you might have joined the fabric. If, let's say, for example, you're using an Ankara that's 36 by 44 most times, so 36 by 45. If it's a fabric of 60 inches yardage, that's cool because you're going to have a very long length to work with. And if you're quite lucky, you're working with an 80 inches yardage fabric. Super fantastic, my best bets. And sometimes I'm pretty lucky to get a fabric that's 100 yardage or 120 yardage. That I can do anything with that. I sometimes get that with plain white fabric for wedding dresses or lining or something, or anyhow, depends on the market. It comes in jerseys as well. So you try to sellotape this down. Let's try and do that now. Who else battles with looking for where your sellotape ends because you forgot to clip it? Oh, we got it. Make sure the edges are together. It's a must. They must meet. Because if you miss them, you're going to have a wide waistline. So one tip is you do not have to use you can remove the band if you still want it to be really fitted, because right from under the waistline, the hip is already, the waistline is expanding. So you make like, you could have removed the band here so that after joining, then just fix the band to make it tighter. And you redraft your waistline. This is just a rough sketch. Redraft your waistline. It should be the same thing you have. So if at this point you want to eliminate your waistline, your darts, you can just take the measurement off here and you put this back. Here now we do not need this curve again. No, because it's not longer a pencil skirt. You can just make this straight as possible. So probably you make this straight. But if you want to make it wider, then from here you can still flare this out to give you more room. But you make sure the length you have from here to here, from here to here, I have for the 4 mm. So I'm gonna make sure from here to here is this there. So that's going to be my guideline. Get it? And from here again as well, that you keep it straight or you expand it a little bit more. Don't forget what we had there. So it's either you keep it really straight, and by straight I mean you take out this curve because we don't need the hip curve again. We already have what we need. Just for the measurement here, and you make from here to here. That's what I mean by if you want to keep it straight. We don't need this curve again. The hip is already big enough. So if you want to widen it out a bit, then just take it out from here to here. But it must be the same measurement from here to here. This is a real flare. It's more than the normal one. By the time you cut this out, you're gonna have it really, really big. It's a big circle. Now imagine you having two of this. That's it. This is almost a full circle. This is more than 180. This is like 270. I think it's not 360 because 360 means it has to go all the way. What you can do, if you want a double flat skirt, that means you circle it all up that this looks like it's so wide that these two are almost coming together, and the extension is going to be very, very wide. Then you have a full circle in front and a full circle at the back. Those ones are really, really big. You get it? Then the other option is you just do it slightly like this, so it doesn't give you like an exactly 360-degree circle, but it's bigger than your normal flare folding. That's one way to cut your flare. Just look at the way the skirt is already flaring. Like if I'm put a skirt like this, it's already looking like a really, really, really flat skirt. Now, so this is going to be the one front and one back because we use half of the skirt. I'm liking this already. If you have a good fabric, a nice Ankara, silk, any fabric, it works. Any fabric works. That's lovely. Then the second style, which I use most of the time, okay, I can use this when I'm making bridesmaids dresses, or flower girls dresses, because they really need a lot of puff out, a lot of flare to make it look nice. So it's applicable then, or for making beautiful sleeves. The same pattern, the same method, just open up and spread the sleeves. Someone was asking me how to go about this. It's tricky when you're working with Ankara, and let me explain. Ankara is 44 inches on the full length. Folding your Ankara can give you issues if you're not careful. And this is how I fold. I fold like, well, this is the yardage, and this is the like 1 yard, 2 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards. Do you understand? So I'm gonna fold like this. One, wherever this ends, you pin it down. I fold on it, making it so. Can only get I think 4 of this. Then from here again, I pin it down. I fold like this. Now when I fold like this, I'm going to assume my Ankara is still under. You know, I already have like 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's about all you can get in an Ankara. You can't get more than that. You can't. Try it. You can't. Except you are using more than 6 yards of Ankara. If your Ankara is in 12 yards roll, then you can get as much as possible. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't tried it before. And after that, when I do that, you know, like I'm already assuming I have one full here, one full here. I'm not folding into this again. Mean I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 of this. Then I fold. It consumes your fabric. Trust me, it consumes a lot of fabric. Then I'm gonna fold like this. Now, cutting your flare like this does not work for every Ankara because you want to make a full circle Ankara dress. If your client is tall, this cannot work. I'll advise you use the first method, which is possible, or you cut it as an half flare, where they only have this like 1, 2. Okay, you're gonna get like 8 of this. In normal Ankara is 6 yard Ankara. You're gonna have 1, 2. Like when you count, you're gonna have 8. Oh yeah, I think so. I'll check again. But I don't have an Ankara here, so by the time you do the folding, you understand what I'm trying to say. So when you cut, when you fold this way, the length is the first thing you get. If the length is not enough, then you start thinking of, okay, do I cut the length? Do I have enough fabric to like attach to the end to give me the extension I need? If it's a dress, you're good to go. You measure the length first. If it's a dress and it has like an upper part, an empire part, you remove that, and the length you have from the waist down, you take it first. When you take the length first, you measure what you have from here to here. If what you have from here to here is 10, you make sure what you have from here is 10, what you have from here to here is 10. So it looks like a circle. Then measure what you have from here to here, multiply by the number of folds that you have. This will like, maybe you want to gather it in, or you want to like plait it in. Then, so whatever you have from here to here should be what you have from here to here, should be what you have from here to here. And usually it should look like this. Now the person said she got a jumpy flare. When you're folding, all your fabrics must be at the same length. 2, 3, 4. If one fabric is short, while the others are like this, one part is going to be jumpy. So probably you just picked and you folded, assuming everything is equal. No, everything has to, you have to be able to count the number of the fabrics you have like this. So you can have your full circle, your full pattern when you cut. Let me cut that my extra that I was trying to explain. If you're folding a long Ankara piece, I'm gonna cut this out so you can get a clear idea of what I'm trying to say. So if you have this, this is lovely. Here's what you have. This is half circle. 2 of this makes a full circle. You have one here, you have one. This is like a short dress or a long dress or whatever you're making. And I've still told you earlier, your fabric, the yardage of your fabric determines what you get on the length. So ensure the 4 folds are equal. That's how you not get a jumpy part. And if you want to make like if it's a full circle, let's see, it's rough, but let's see if you can get something out of it. Here is not enough. Okay, then it has to be a square. So for a full circle, this fabric I'm managing, whatever I have from here to here. See, already there's nothing here. Meaning I'm going to have a full circle. There's no opening there. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to fold this one more time. And it's now going to be the measurement I'm working with. If it's going to be a full circle for a skirt, I make sure whatever I have here, if I multiply it by 4, it gives me the waist or the band or whatever I'm using. If it doesn't, then you have to like do 2 of this. And if your client doesn't want a full flare, then you fold another way. Don't fold this way, because some people do not like full flares. They feel it makes the tummy look big. Okay. This. a full circle. I didn't have to draft anything, and that gives me like the perfect skirt for my. You see how that's like a perfect skirt, a full circle. So when you're folding, it's from your fold. If you still need more explanation, please drop a comment and I'll make another detailed video. This is just like a brief explanation on cutting circles, half circles, and flare, or drafting flare extensions from your basic pencil skirt pattern. And if you don't still know how to draft your basic pencil skirt pattern, I'll drop the link to a very detailed tutorial in the caption where you can watch and learn more. So till I see you in the next video, stay good as always.